everybody, welcome back to our channel. My name's Rachel.
I'm Tamlyn.
I'm Ruan.
And together we are
the Northern Sewl Sisters.
So welcome back to the Mabel Challenge reveal. And those of you that watched our Mabel Challenge vlog will know that I made a bit of a sneaky challenge to these two.
Naughty Rachel.
And when I'd made my Mabel dress, I loved it so much that I wanted to challenge Ruan and Tamlyn to make this too, because I knew it wasn't their style. And I thought, you know, it's a really good opportunity to try something new and see if they could make it work for them. And it's really exciting to come back with all our Mabels to talk to you about. So the Mabel is the pattern by Tyne and the Buttons. If you don't know, it came out a couple of months ago. You've got two versions, a dress and a top. I made the dress. We will put some photos in at the end so you can see. And I'll link to our original challenge vlog as well, just up here somewhere, so you can go and check that out if you haven't watched it. But yes, girls, tell me about what you've made.
Yeah, I'll go first, I don't mind. So we had 3 choices of fabric as well. We went and did a bit of a deep dive into our stash and we picked out 3 different fabrics. I ended up going for this Lady McElroy cotton lawn, which I've had in my stash for ages. I don't know the name of it actually, but
It's called, I do.
I should have known you would know.
It's called Amarachi Art, I believe.
Yeah.
We will leave a link to it down below. So.
Yeah, but I got this. I think I got it in a remnant sale with Lady McElroy, you know, Sherwood Fabrics or whatever. And I think I had like about 1.6 meters of it. And I've never known what to make with it. So I did have a couple of other choices. I had a double gauze choice, and I can't remember what the other one was, but this one was the one that spoke to me the most.
Right, yeah.
I think because it's quite an unusual fabric and it's got really nice vibrant pops of line in it, I decided I was going to go for this one.
It's a beautiful print.
I did go back and forth quite a bit, but then I was like, no, I'm going to choose it because I was trying to think of where I would wear it. And this is the sort of top I think that I would wear maybe if I was just going to the pub for a drink or I was going out for a nice meal or something like that. So I wanted to try and pick, I don't think it's something that I would wear every day. Maybe in a different fabric though. So I was trying to pick out of my 3 the one that I thought I would get the most use out of. So I love it.
There's a book coming.
I do love it. I think I just need to get used to wearing it. Obviously, you've set this challenge for a reason because we're trying to push each other out of our comfort zones, which is really interesting. And because myself and Tamlyn straight away was like, absolutely not, not going to be making that one. And then you made it and we're like, we'll see about that. But yeah, I do like it. So I'll just talk through my sizes. So I should have been between a size 7 and an 8. Across all the measurements, and I made a size 4. Okay,
Wow,
that's a big difference, isn't it? But I think if you actually look at the pattern cover, there is a lot of fabric here. It's quite billowy, and because I had a more structured fabric, when I looked at the finished measurements, I was kind of like, do you know what, I think I can get away with something that's a bit more closer fitting. So I did go for a 4, and it absolutely fits me perfectly. It doesn't feel too tight under the arms or anything. Maybe if I did a viscose I might go up to a size 5, but it was a real risk going for the size 4. I extended the bodice by 1.5 inches and I extended the tier by 2 inches because I didn't want it to be too cropped on me. But I think I was just showing you guys, wasn't I, the actual finished product, and I think I would potentially not extend the bodice piece in future because my narrowest part is actually up here, not on my waist because I'm rectangular, so because I'm thick set. I'm doing Tamlyn's head in saying that. So I think I'd like it up there, which is like kind of just under my bust, almost empire line. So what I might do next time, because I think there will be a next time, is not lengthen the bodice, but lengthen the peplum a bit more to account for that, because I do like the length of this. But I love it. I really, really enjoyed making this top.
Did you?
Yeah.
How did you get on with the shirring?
Like a dream. So shirring's something I've wanted to try. I was going to do it last year. I think it was on my Make 9 that I do in January and then never look at it again. But it was on my Make 9 last year, and I chickened out of doing it because I do hear a lot of horror stories and things like that about it. But do you know what? I read the instructions and then I watched the Stitch Sisters tutorial. I did exactly what they said and it just worked immediately. Fantastic. And I was like, yes, because I thought I was going to be one of the people that I know some people with certain machines struggle, but I've got auto tension on my machine as well, which did a lot of the work for me. So I had absolutely no problems, thankfully, with the shirring, and I really enjoyed doing it. There's something really satisfying about it. The only thing is your bobbin runs out really quickly.
Yes, it does.
So I think next time I do a few bobbins at the same time and then get on with it. And obviously halfway through some of the shirring it ran out, but I was actually watching Andrea's like private video for the Think Pink subscription box at the time of doing it, and she just said unpick a couple of stitches so you've got a bit of length, start again, and then just tie the two bits together, and that's what I've done, and it's perfect. But I enjoyed everything about it. I know that I think you mentioned about could we not have something that would tie it in a bit here, but it's not bothered me.
For me, with my version, because I know that I haven't reviewed this on my own channel or obviously on here yet, but for my version, I'm quite hollow-chested, and I made the size 4 as well, and I find that it just gapes just a little bit, and I couldn't understand, I'll be honest, I couldn't understand why she has you put elastic in this bit here, and then you attach ties at the just here at the little keyhole. It would have made, for me, I think, and when I make this again, I would put the ties all the way through this so that you can really cinch it in. So
you see, whereas mine lays quite flat,
and mine does gape a little bit. So that's my only sort of criticism, really. Otherwise, I really enjoyed making it. So you made the top version.
I made the top version. I mean, I've seen your dress version, and you look beautiful, but I just don't know if that's
and to be honest, I think especially with this kind of challenge where I'm challenging you to make something that you know is not your style, or you think at the start it's not your style, you don't want to be using up tons and tons of fabric on making a full dress when you've got the option of making a shorter version to try it out and see how you think.
What I'd like to do next is make a viscose version of the top, and then if I like that, try a viscose version in the dress, because I think it'll be a bit more flowy. I don't want it to stick out.
I agree.
This doesn't, because it's linen viscose, so you've got the drape of it. So I thought maybe if I like the viscose version, that I would think about maybe doing the dress version. But I do love it. I thoroughly enjoyed every bit of it, and I thought it was going to be more complex than it was. But it was actually a relatively easy sew. I really enjoyed it. And there's one part in it where it says trust the process, because I was like, why is that attaching to that and that's sticking out? And then when I sewed it together and pulled it around the right way, it was just immaculate, and I was like, wow. Instructions, everything about it, loved it, can't believe it. There you go.
So Tamlyn,
as you know, I completely wrote this pattern off from the very beginning, from the outset, which I guess you shouldn't do, but I just never thought it was my style. I thought it was a bit too girly for my liking and for my sort of preferences. And I just wrote it off completely. And then Rachel set this challenge, and I'm really, really glad that you did. And I'm really grateful that you did it, because I never would have made this ever. And I absolutely love it. I really, really love it. And I'm so glad that you've opened my eyes to it, because I enjoyed the process so much. Like Ruan said, the process of sewing it was fabulous. I did mine in a bit of a different order to the pattern instructions. So I started mine at my Sewn social last week, and I decided to do all of the elements other than the shirring. So anything that I could do without doing the shirring, I did all of that. And then I wanted to do the shirring at home, where I could just sort of really focus on it. I've done it once before, but I wanted to be on my own, in my own space, really focus on it. And I really enjoyed doing it sort of that way around and seeing it all come together. And I used a viscose for it, which I'm really happy with. So it's got that sort of drape and fluidity to it. I made the top, I made it exactly per the pattern instructions. I didn't adapt anything, add anything. I made a size 3, so my measurements put me in between a 4 and a 5, and I decided to make the size 3 and size down, and I think the size works really, really well for me. I just absolutely love it. I really do, and I love the shirring that brings it in here.
Yeah, because you like your waist to be pants as well, and that does it for you, doesn't it? Massively.
And I've got a strapless bra on, because I did find that the bra that I was wearing with it yesterday when I tried it on was peeking out at the top here, but that's just the style of bra that I wear. It's sort of, it's not the sexiest of bras.
I found mine was poking out.
I mean, mine does. Sometimes I get just a little bit showing here, so it just depends what bra I'm wearing.
So a strapless bra works really well for me in this. And I just love the shape around here. I love the little sleeves, and it feels so comfortable to wear. because of this sort of stretchy shirred detail. It just feels super comfortable, and I just want to make another one immediately. So I actually really want to make it out of one of the other fabrics that I shared in the original video, the blue with the flowers and the bees on. I love that fabric, and I just think it'd make a beautiful Mabel top. I think I used a little over 1 metre to make this. I didn't need much at all.
That's really good,
because I'm making a size 3. The width of my sleeve piece fitted onto like half of the width of the fabric. I didn't need to do it on a single layer. I could get 2 sleeve pieces out of a folded piece of fabric, so I really didn't need much fabric at all.
Because the sleeve is actually the biggest piece of the bodice, isn't it? The body, the actual front and back bodice pieces are really quite small, aren't they?
But the sleeve piece is really wide, but because I'm making one of the smallest sizes, it did actually just fit onto that fabric like that.
And it's quite cropped as well.
It is.
The actual pattern is quite cropped, and that's why I extended mine.
But I really like the length of it, and for my height, it's drafted for my height anyway, but it really sits well with my high-waisted jeans, and just the proportions look really good, and I just absolutely love it, and I just can't believe that I completely wrote it off, and I'm just looking at it and I'm just feeling myself.
I think one of the interesting things that you commented on was about the order of construction, and I've made 2 of these now, because obviously the first one I made the blouse version, and then I went on to make the dress. And I changed the order of construction when I made the dress, because when you start making this, I think the first instruction is about doing the shirring on the skirt bit, or obviously the peplum, and then she goes on to constructing the bodice. And what I found was, well, actually I've started with the shirring because I was doing it at home. I want to get all the shirring bits out of the way first, so I did the shirring of the skirt bit, or the peplum, when I made the top version, and then I did the shirring on the sleeves. And then I started constructing it, because you're having to swap it all around on your machine, and I think it just makes more sense to either do what you did, do everything first and leave your shirring bits to the last, or do the shirring and get that out of the way with first,
and do everything else. Definitely.
But no, I love them both. I think they look great on you, and I'm really happy that you really like it, and that it's made you think about probably patterns that you probably would never normally think about.
Without a doubt, because I mean, we all know that we had a whole conversation about this, and we were just like, this has got your name written all over it, Rach, and we were like, it's got our name written off it. Like, there's no way I'll be making that and it'll be looking good. But yeah, it's a real nice, pleasant surprise, and it definitely changes your attitude. But now, obviously, myself and Tamlyn are thinking about our revenge.
I know. I was just about to say, I'm feeling pretty scared now, if I'm honest, about what you're going to come up with.
But at least we loved what we've made. It makes us not want to be so mean when we choose patterns for you. Because we're really happy with the result. Maybe if we'd have hated it, we might have thought, well, let's get our revenge on you. But actually,
and I mean, looking at the community when we put this up on our grid on Instagram, I mean, lots of you out there really took this to heart as well, and were keen to jump on this challenge, and we've been seeing some wonderful Mabels coming through, which is just amazing. I mean, please leave some ideas down below what you think Tamlyn and Ruan should challenge us with. I think that would be really good for you to give us some ideas on what you think we should each be challenged with next. So that'd be good.
Definitely.
There will be more to come.
Absolutely. So let us know what you think to all our Mabels. As I say, we'll put some pictures in at the end for you to have a good look at what we've made. But yes, we'd be really keen to hear from you about what you think, and whether you think it suits Tamlyn and Ruan's style. So with that, we'll say goodbye, and we'll be back with you soon.
Thanks for watching.
Bye. Bye.